Hi everyone, how are you all? I hope that you are all doing well. I got a new lipstick and it has inspired me to do a real makeup look today. I don't totally know how it's gonna turn out or what we're gonna do, but I was gifted the new Rose Ink lipsticks. I think there's a lot of different shades, but I have it in the shade Poised, which is kind of like this really beautiful vampy brick color that I really love, and I feel like I've just been gravitating towards. I'm gonna put on a little bit of lip balm. I have this one in my makeup bag, but it's pretty much done, so I've been using the Osmia Lip Doctor mostly. See if I can get any more of this out. This was the La Bouge Rouge Balm Blanc, and it is refillable, so I can just purchase the refill whenever I want to, or I can choose to fill it with a different lipstick, which I love. Speaking of refills, the Rose Ink lipstick is also refillable, which is kind of why it piqued my interest. This is the first product that I'm trying from Rose Ink. I do have a couple others on my wish list, but I like the idea of the refill system with this, and then I've just been kind of curious about their packaging because I've heard really mixed reviews. Some people really like how minimal it is and how lightweight. Other people feel like because there's not that weightiness to it, it feels kind of inexpensive. But I feel like their point was that you don't need that weightiness. That's just kind of like added fluff to a lot of packaging. I think that the cap is magnetic though, which I thought was interesting because if you don't have any frills, I would have thought it would just kind of click in and not be magnetic. So we're gonna build a look off of this color. I do feel like I probably need more complexion product than I usually use. I was gonna use my Kjaer Weis foundation, but I also have my Fit Glow one right in front of me. I just put some of the Fit Glow on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna start kind of in the center area of my face and use my fingers to blend it out. I get a little bit more coverage. I have a nice layer of moisturizer on underneath, which I feel like helps application be really smooth with whatever complexion product you're using. I think because I've gone so many months without, having a mascara that I really like, I've become quite accustomed to not wearing any mascara and really enjoying the way that looks, even with something like a bold lip. So I don't think I'm gonna do any mascara. This is just gonna be kind of like a clean face, bold lip look. Definitely starting to feel some spring allergies, so I have some redness around my nose and nostrils. I'm gonna put a little bit more on the outside of my cheek. Like with the Kjaer Weis foundation, I find that this Fit Glow foundation I can really use pretty sparingly, and it just blends into my skin really well and it becomes pretty seamless. I think the more that you add of any foundation, it starts to lose that ability, but if you're comfortable with light coverage, you can get a beautiful finish, just even out, certain areas and not have too much product on your face. I'm leaving my forehead pretty much bare, but I'm gonna go in with some concealer underneath my eyes, and I've kind of been placing it a little bit lower than I usually would, but I think placement for concealer is super individual. I feel like you kind of have to look at yourself and see, okay, what are the shadowy areas on my face? And that's where you stick the bulk of concealer, and then you just kind of blend out just to lift. I've also noticed adding a little bit of concealer to the outer corners of my eyes really helps to lift them as well, which is not something I usually do, but I started doing more recently on a couple of events that we went to and nights out, and I just feel like it made a really big difference. Again, kind of looking for shadowy areas, so kind of right in between my brow can get a little bit shadowy. I think since we were wanting to keep the eye area bright, I'm gonna put a little bit on the inner corner just to lift some of that shadow again. I'm really into a feathery brow right now, so I'm gonna use some of the Kjaer Weis brow gel, which adds a little bit of volume to my brows. I will say I have my eye on that new Westman Atelier, I think it's called the Bonnie Brow pencil. I'm such a sucker for their packaging, and then I also really love a good brow pencil, so I'm curious, have any of you tried it? And if so, what are your thoughts? I assumed based off of the packaging on that product that there's also a brow gel in the back of it, because there's a little spoolie that you can brush through your brows with, and I kind of feel like that was a missed opportunity for them to have a 2-in-1 product, which I think would be very smart, but it's just a dry spoolie, at least I think. I'm just curling my eyelashes, and I really try and get as good of a curl as I can, so I do 2 presses on each side. This is in lieu of mascara because I brought a Well People mascara, and then just my luck, I realized it was the volumizing Well People mascara, which always smudges on me. So I went from one mascara that I don't like to another mascara that I don't like. So I think I will be gifting that to a family member. I'm gonna apply some highlight to my eyes. This is a little baby travel size version of the Westman Atelier Lit Up Stick. I really like this, almost like a holographic sheen to it, but it looks quite natural on the skin. So I'm just gonna apply this all over my lid. This is definitely a product that will crease, so if that bothers you, this is not your product. But it'll give us kind of that like wet, really just like lit up look. And I'm gonna bring it all the way up onto my brow bone in the inner corner as well. I will say filming without like a big mirror in front of me is a little challenging. Okay, so I know that looks like a whole load of nothing, but in person it adds just like a nice little shine to my eyelid and just really like kind of lights up that area. Just looking at like the different blushes that I have right now to see what color I think would work best with the lipstick. You can always add the lipstick to your cheeks, which is what I might do because I don't think I have quite the right undertone. So what I'm gonna do is on the back of my hand, I'm just gonna put a little bit of the lipstick that we're using, which I really actually like the applicator of this. It's a square tip and I found it really easy to be super precise. I have a bit of foundation left on the back of my hand, so I'm just gonna literally pick up a little of each and kind of do like a little melting pot right in the middle. And that way we'll get a really skin-like product that we can layer onto our cheeks. I'm gonna put this quite high up and I kind of toggle between my two fingers. So whatever has the product, I lay it down and then with a clean finger, I blend it. I'm really noticing that I'm getting a lot of freckles on my nose this season, and I'm not really sure where they're coming from because I need to be better about my sunscreen there. So again, just kind of blending the two. And if I'm feeling like I need a little more of each color, I can kind of like choose where I grab from. So I can add a little bit more pigment, can add a little bit more of my complexion product until I get the shade that I really like. A little on my nose. And then I am gonna take a bit more of the actual pigment of the lip color and I'm gonna put that right in the corner of my eye. Real multi-use product here, but I just feel like it ties in the look really nicely. I think adding kind of like pinks and burgundies to your eye, depending on like the potency of them, can either look quite spring-like or be great for a cooler fall day. I'm keeping it really light. I think it will be perfect for the weather right now. I think Jared and I are gonna do some engagement photos while we're here. So I need to think about what makeup I want to do for that. Also what I'm gonna wear. I only brought like 3 outfits that I've just been recycling over and over again. So let's start there. I'm gonna add some more freckles. Or looking at the freckles on my nose, I realized I wanna make them a little bit more pronounced. So I'm just using my super old, probably too old eyeliner here from Well People in the shade brown, and I'm just kind of going in with different pressure, adding some freckles, and then just taking my finger and tapping them in. I'm gonna go over any real freckles to keep my skin looking very skin-like, and I'm gonna add highlight to the top of my cheekbone. Sometimes I feel like I've been applying a highlight wrong. My inclination is to do kind of like all the way back, but I sometimes feel like it's more effective just to be in the like C of your eye shape, a little on the inner corners. I know I'm kind of shadowy today, so I'm filming at a different time, so I don't have quite as much light. But another reason that I really like this highlight is because you can either diffuse it to be very soft, or as you can see in my inner corner, I have a more concentrated amount, and I feel like it really actually pops, whereas the Glossier highlight that I also enjoy is very minimal, and no matter how much you apply, it still gives you the same amount of glow to your skin. This one, I feel like there's a little bit of play with it. I'm gonna go in with this Rose Ink lipstick, and I apply lipstick in a way that works best for me and I feel like is best for how I actually can wear lipstick. So I go in with kind of a light layer, trying to get kind of into the corners and a nice lip line. That's one of the reasons that I like the shape of this, because you have such a straight edge. You can kind of stabilize yourself with your pinky and then you can really get quite a straight line. And then what makes this wearable for me is actually pushing this product into my lips. So it has quite a satiny finish. If you don't, I think it actually is a satin finish lipstick, which if you like that finish, then you can just keep layering the product on. But if you like something a little bit more velvet, something that doesn't have quite as much shine to it, or like a sheen, you can push this lipstick in and really mattify the finish, but it's super comfortable because it's not a matte lipstick. I did this weekend, and this this color actually lasted so long on my lips by kind of pushing it in that way. And then with whatever's left over, I can just kind of tap it onto my cheeks and blend. Okay, let me go wash my hands really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, clean hands. No more red splotches everywhere. This is the finished look for today. Although it is kind of this like deep vampy color, I feel like the way that we applied it and how we used it and kind of like the pinkiness, the freshness of the rest of our face really is a nice counterbalance to such a deep color and makes it feel much more spring-like to me. So I think it's interesting to figure out ways to use these deeper traditionally like winter or fall colors and figure out how to use them to transition into different seasons. I'm enjoying the versatility of the products I have with me right now and how to kind of, you know, be inventive and creative with them and find new ways to use them. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you are a fellow allergy sufferer, I am sending good thoughts your way. We will make it through another season. The weather is worth it for all the pain and suffering that pollen causes us. So get excited for a lot of sniffles and sneezes throughout the next few videos. I think we're gonna try and go to Central Park either like this weekend or next weekend to go walk around and hopefully see some of the trees blooming, because we're already starting to see some on our street and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So looking forward to that. Wishing you all a really wonderful rest of your day or night or whenever you are watching this. If you're new to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing for weekly uploads. If you're not new and you came back to watch another video, then thank you so much. All right, everyone, I will see you next week. Bye.